Hey guys, Stan Pirkka here with another critique episode. Today I'm going to be critiquing your assignments on the oblique muscle. The assignment for the obliques had 3 parts to it. The first part was to draw the robobean and anatobean and to draw it in motion, and then to add the obliques on top of it, looking for stretching, compressing, twisting. If you don't know what the robobean and anatobean are, I have a bunch of videos on those. Check out the links in the description. It's probably best if you go look those up before you watch this critique video. Part 2 and 3 of the assignment was I provided you photos of models and you had to do quick sketches of those, also with a focus on obliques, and finally drawing the muscles on top of Skelly. You could have done that through the Skelly app or with some of the previous photos that I provided. So let's see how you guys did. So this first critique is for Clara Ocneanu. So Clara, you're doing actually a pretty good job. The robobeans that you're drawing are structured very well. So you've got that base constructed well. But yeah, some of the muscles that you're adding on top, I'm seeing some distortion, and some of the motion isn't shown as clearly as it could be. So let's go through some of these. This first one here, when the stretching side is this extreme, you know, when you got the tilt of the rib cage this way, tilt of the pelvis this way, the muscle is going to stretch between those two. And so what's going to happen is the volume of the rib cage is actually going to poke through, and then it's going to stretch the oblique in here like that. And so adding a little corner right there of the rib cage poking through that thinly stretched oblique muscle really helps to show the stretching. Let's look at this next one. So I see you are pushing the rib cage out, but a little bit too low. The 10th rib is actually going to be a little bit higher up here, and then that's going to transition to the abs, and then from the behind the abs, you're going to see the oblique muscle twisting out right around there. You're not going to see any of the oblique muscle on the top here. It's on the side that we're not seeing. And so you're only going to see the flank portion kind of wrapping around in there. And so you're going to see this overlap. Rib cage to abs, and then overlapping to obliques, like that. On this side, similar thing, really messy shapes. I would show a continuation of the rib cage, maybe a pinch, and then cleaner shape in there for the oblique. And I think you got too many digits in here. You're usually only going to see about 4 digits for the thoracic portion, and then it becomes flank. If you got a really lean or very muscular model, sometimes you'll see digits across the flank, but then you know the digits will be down here. Up here by the rib cage, you're only going to see 4. Okay, thanks Clara. Let's move on to the next student. This one comes from Paulus, Irawan, Winata. Okay, I'm seeing one major problem here, and that is where you connect the flank portion to the pelvis. This is the crest, the iliac crest right there. And as we know, the oblique attaches to the crest. But you have the flank all the way up here. So we got to move that down. It wraps over this front piece, and then it protrudes, and so you'll have the flank all the way through here. That's all flank. So make sure you learn your insertion points and your origin points, and you start from those points and then figure out the shape of the muscle after that. This one is from Reno, Gregory. Okay, this left one, I think it would be nicer if we show more of a stretch right through here. So the rib cage pokes out, stretching in the oblique. Okay, so you're showing oblique curving, stretching, and then a little plane in there for the rib cage, like that. On this side, you got the rib cage, and then look what you did in here. You got 2 equal bumps. That doesn't look very good. You want to try to vary it up a little bit. So the crease at the top is probably going to be smaller. That's where the compression is. So you got a crease, and then you got a bigger flank. Okay, so see how by varying the sizes of the shapes, that design looks a little bit more attractive. In this one, I feel like the rib cage is too small. Right in here, it feels like you're missing some volume in the rib cage, and then that leg is huge. But I guess what happened was your rib cage is just too small for the pelvis. So let's increase the size, round it out in here, and decrease the size of this leg. Probably something like this. Okay, and then I like how from the side, sometimes we can see a real nice rhythm from the rib cage into the flank. That's why I included it there. So look at how if we follow this rhythm, flows in a really nice S-curve like that. Okay, J. Allen, let's see what you got here. So J. Allen, what's gonna happen is that right around here is where the thoracic section meets the serratus. And the way I found this is that from a 3/4 angle, this line is going to be pretty much parallel to the skeletal arch. Okay, then from there, we can follow a crease from the rib cage, and that's going to lead us to the top of the flank, right around there. The abs are there, and so that's where the oblique attaches. Sternum is here. That's going to be the top of the oblique. And then from there, we have this big shape of the thoracic section. And so now all we have to do is just find the digits. And it's just going to have 4 digits. And they're going to be diagonal, like so. This last one kind of curves up. It's more of the tendon that will kind of curve back up and attach to the sternum. And the way it attaches to the serratus, it just interlocks like this, like fingers. So if let's say we have, I'll just redraw that shape real quick. Let's say we have the oblique, flank. The serratus will come out from the lat, and it'll attach like this. So it'll be oblique, serratus, oblique, serratus, oblique, and serratus, and then right in here, the lat will probably take over. And the lat will go up like that. You might see another serratus in here. And then it'll all soften, and then you'll have pec muscles and stuff. So basically, it's like a saw. Look at that zigzag pattern. Like that. Cool? I hope that clears it up for you. Okay, this next one is from Nick Kulynycz. Let's see, these are cool. They feel very three-dimensional. I could tell you're thinking about every piece and trying to make sure you got that volume right. I'm seeing some weird volumes though. So like right here, this guy seems like an extra flank. It's too big to be a digit of the thoracic section. So what I would do is flatten it out, go more with, just a little bit wider than the rib cage. And then from there, you're going to have an oblique and then pec. So much flatter, or not flatter, I mean, it's going to be going on the rib cage, but it's not going to bulge out like the way you showed it. And also, it seems as if I don't know what these lines indicate, but it looks like those are digits of the flank. and they're actually going to be going up from pelvis to rib cage, and they're going to end around here. The oblique does not go all the way to the spine like I guess you're indicating. So make sure you end it there. Everything else is going to be the erector spinae muscles and the lat. This one looks much nicer, but maybe still I think too much of a bump here, and then that's good. And on your third one here, looks like your flank is way too small. This is the ACES, so we're gonna wrap it over flank here, and lat muscle going back that way. Oh, that's it. Thank you, everybody. That was a lot of good submissions. I think we covered a lot of different types of mistakes that you guys could make. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for submitting, and I'll see you next time. So we have a premium section for students that want to learn more. The premium section has extended lessons with more information about the topic. It also has additional drawing demonstrations. If you do the assignments for each lesson, these demonstrations serve as the answers for the assignment, so you can check your work. There's an ebook version of each lesson that you can download as a PDF. Print them out or keep them on your device so you can quickly review the lessons. And finally, the premium section has 3D models that you can spin around, study, and draw from any angle. If you don't want your drawings to look like this, go to proko.com/anatomy. If you like this video, don't be all selfish. Share it with your friends. And if you want to be updated about new videos, click this button or go to proko.com/subscribe.